Tonight on News Prime, President Tinubu vows to go after bad Nigerians. AFDP advocates homegrown solutions to harness Africa's potential. On the foreign scene, the ruling party candidate concedes defeat to Ghana's ex-president in presidential election. Hello and welcome to News Prime here on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Adikan Michael. A reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365, free to air at Nicomsat and SatTimes channel 276. Tonight, we bring you that President Tinubu has congratulated Ghanaian President-elect John Mahama on his victory in the country's December 7, 2024 general election. This came after Mahama's rival Vice President Mahamudu Bawumia conceded defeat on Sunday, saying this was to ease tensions after reported fights in the several local constituencies. Although the Electoral Commission has yet to announce the result, Bawumia's ruling National Democratic Congress said its internal review showed Mahama leading with 56.3% of the vote against it 41.3%. A statement signed by Tinubu's Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, said in a telephone call to Mahama, President Tinubu hopes that Mahama's ascension to power for the second time will further bring stability to the economic community of West African state, of which President Tinubu is the chairman. And our Nigeria Customs Service Deputy Superintendent of Customs, Olanika, has made history as the first female pilot in service, charting a path of resilience and breaking barriers on aviation. The statement said, born in Kaduna and a native of Odotin, local government area of Osun State, she began in 2002 when she was recruited into customs assistant to serve as the cabin crew in the service air wing unit. Speaking in a recent interview, Balogun reflected on her journey, sharing how unwavering ambition and the services support enabled her transformation from the flight attendants to a licensed pilot. And our President Bola Tinubu says things are taking shape for the better, even though people may not like his government. He said in the face of tough challenges in the country, his administration has made some progress, noting that there are better days ahead. The president, who was represented by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu, made the remarks at the graduation ceremony for the Executive Intelligence Management Course 17 at the National Institute for Security Studies in Abuja. Now, the governor of Benue State earlier has denied calling for the sack of Senator George Akume as secretary to the government of the Federation. The chief press secretary to the governor, Tosu Kula, said the insinuation that the governor restricted the call for the SGF's removal is misleading, a narrative that serves only to distract from the real issues at hand. The governor's spokesman said the rebuttal was necessitated by the mischief making the rounds in the media. He said that the purported call is allegedly being sponsored by Akume's proxies who are desperate to blackmail the governor and distract him from the unprecedented developmental strides he is undertaking in the state. He said the purveyors hinged their claim on the communique by a group of appointees of the governor. Now, the military high command says it has invited the International Human Rights Organization, Amnesty International, to defend its allegations against the armed forces that over 10,000 civilians died in its custody. It described the claims by the International Rights Group as malicious, shocking, lacking in merit, as well as mischievous, noting that the armed forces of Nigeria, as a professional organization, could not have engaged in what it has been accused of. It has been reported that Amnesty, at a press briefing in Maiduguri, Borno State, accused the military of sending 10,000 civilians into early grave while in their detention. However, the Director of Defense Media Operations, Edward Buba, in a statement, explained the standard of operations was followed in handling the matters related to the arrests of civilians. The National Chairman of All Progressive Congress, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, has commended President Bola Tinubu and Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma for their commitment to development of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri. He said this during the institution's 36th convocation ceremony. Amachibe reports that the event featured the conferment of honorary doctorate degrees on distinguished individuals, including the First Lady Senator Oluremi Tinubu, Governor Hope Uzodinma, and Governor Babagana Zulum of Borno State.
President Bola Tinubu, the visitor to the convocation, was represented by the Vice Chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor Florence Obi. In his address, he congratulated the graduating student and outlined some of his administration's interventions benefiting the institution. Senator Oluremi Tinubu, who was honored with a Doctorate of Management degree, congratulated the graduates and announced a donation of 50 million naira to the best female graduating students of the university.
An honor to be conferred with a honorary doctorate degree, Doctor of Management, DMT, by the Federal University of Technology, Owerri, Imo State. I thank the Governing Council and the Senate for this honor. Today, with my love for and support for education, I have donated already the sum of 50 million naira as an endowment fund for the overall best graduating female student of the Federal University of Technology, Owerri.
APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje, while commending President Bola Tinubu and Governor Hope Uzodinma, highlighted their dedication to improving education and infrastructure at the institution.
And I'm happy to hear that the federal government has done a lot, and also the state governor of Imo State has done a lot for the development of this university. Because as an educationist myself, I think this is what it should be. This university is really providing learning facilities, especially in technology. And this university will continue to grow from strength to strength.
Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma, a recipient of honorary degree, expressed gratitude for the recognition. He described the award as a significant honor and pledged to resolve all land disputes between the university and the host communities.
I, as the governor of Imo State, will resolve all the land issues, working with the communities in this institution. I will also, as a symbol of appreciation, select what projects that have been outlined by the institution, by this school, and I will fund that as a work showing my humble appreciation for this honor. I want to thank you.
The event had in attendance dignitaries from across the country. From Owerri, Amarachi Ibe, reporting for Global TV News.
The Niger State government has said that it is working to reject unqualified teachers from classrooms to allow effective teaching and learning. The government also directed the retired teachers who live in school staff quarters to vacate for new teachers. The Commissioner for Basic Education, Dr. Hadiza Zubair Mohammed, said these at the annual general meeting of Bida Halls Student Association held in Minna, the state capital. She said the state government is embarking on rigorous screening of teachers, said that training and retraining would be organized for all the teachers, but those who are not trainable will be shown the way out of the system to enable children have good education. Now, the senator representing Kwara Central District in the National Assembly, Saliu Mustafa, has called for inclusion of retired permanent secretaries in government and policy-making processes. Speaking at the annual conference of the Association of Retired Permanent Secretaries, Kwara chapter in Ilorin, Mustafa said Nigeria needed to further make of invaluable experience and wisdom of the seasoned administrators, describing them as pillars upon which Nigeria stood. Mustafa, who was represented by retired permanent secretary Kale Yusuf, highlighted the role of the seasoned administrators could play in addressing Nigeria's challenges. The Federal Road Safety Corps has warned motorists to desist from exceeding the 100-kilometer speed limit on expressways as the festive season approaches. Speeding, according to FRC, is one of the major causes of road accident which must be curbed to save the lives of commuters. The Corps gave the warning amid the alarming rate of road accidents in the country. According to recent data from FRC and the National Bureau of Statistics, more than 21,500 lives have been lost to road crashes in the past 4 years in the country. The Nigeria Civil Aviation Authority says it will strengthen collaboration with airlines, operators and other aviation stakeholders in the South-South to also ensure seamless airline operations in the zone. The Acting Director General of the Authority, Chris Najaman, said this in his address at the inauguration of the Port Harcourt Regional Office Building at the Port Harcourt International Airport. Omagwa in the Ikwere local government area of Rivers State stated that the new facility which came to realization after 22 years in the offing, underscores the authorities' resolve to decentralize operations and bring services closer to stakeholders and enhance the flow of communication and operations within the zone. Watching the news prime coming to you live from the nation's capital. Was returned FDP advocate homegrown solutions to harnessing the Africa's potential. We'll bring details of these as well as business, foreign and sports stories after this break. Please stay with us. Welcome back and many thanks for staying with us. So now to business. The African Development Bank has called on African countries to devise and adopt homegrown development strategies to address the continent's economic challenges and drive structural transformation. The bank's Vice President for Economic Governance and Knowledge Management, Professor Kevin Rom. Many thanks for still staying with us on News Prime. And now the federal government says Nigeria's fintech ecosystem attracted over $2 billion investment this year. The 2024 economy report by the Office of the Special Advisor to Nigeria's President on Economic Affairs listed telecommunications and ICT, especially the fintech, as one of the key sectors that drove the nation's 2024 economic growth, with the potential to replicate or double the same feat in 2025. The report also mentioned that with the rollout of 5G networks and the expansion of internet penetration, the telecommunications and ICT sector is expected to grow by 8 to 10% in 2025. The federal government's statutory allocations to the National Assembly and the National Judicial Council in 2024 hit a total sum of 564 billion naira in October. In February, the House of Representatives pushed for 5% of the country's yearly budget to be allocated to the federal legislature and judiciary. The Green Chamber initiated a process to amend Nigeria's Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2007 by inserting the Section 54, which will make provision for the allocations of 5% each of the National Assembly and the Federal Judicial in the Appropriation Act for each year. Now, Nigeria's total capital importation for the third quarter of 2024 witnessed a 51.90% decline from the previous quarter, falling to the $1.25 billion. This drop compared to the $2.60 billion recorded in Q2 2024 highlights a sharp contraction in the foreign investment despite an overall annual increase of 91.35% from the Q3 2023. The latest capital importation report by the National Bureau of Statistics reveals that while Nigeria's capital importation showed substantial growth year on year, there was a notable retreat in flows compared to the preceding quarter. Nigeria's recorded a trade surplus of 5.81 trillion naira in the third quarter of 2024, reflecting a remarkable rise in export earnings according to the latest data from the National Bureau of Statistics. However, the surplus recorded in Q3 2024 is far lower than the 6.95 trillion naira trade surplus recorded in the previous quarter. The Bureau in its foreign trade statistics noted that Nigeria's mechanized trade for the Q3 this year was a total value of 35.16 trillion naira, marking an 81.35% increase compared to the same period in 2023 and a 13.26% increase for the previous quarter. And now to the foreign scene, elections in Ghana are ended. Four policemen have been arrested following the fatal shooting of one person and the wounding of another. It happened at the polling unit in Ghana in the northern town, where soldiers have since been sent to restore calm. House re-election was peacefully conducted, with some Ghanaians queuing down to make sure they cast their ballot. Now, Burkina Faso's ruling military leader dismissed the country's prime minister and dissolved the government according to a presidential decree. The sacked premier had served at the head of the three successive governments, surviving each reshuffle, and no reason was given for the dismissal of the Apollonia Georgians, who was named as the premier in October 2022 after the coup that brought Captain Ibrahim Traoré to power. A gravely weekend back there as President Emmanuel Macron hopes to win a new lease of political life from ceremonial reopening of Notre Dame. Joined by United States President-elect Donald Trump, Prince William, and all the international figures, including Ukrainian President Zelensky, Macron will seek to present the renovated cathedral as a symbol of France's inner reserves of creative strength. In a speech marking the occasion, he urged the world to see beyond the country's current political crisis and mark the determination, organization, and handcrafts that have rescued one of France's most famous buildings in just 5 years. At the sport tonight, Chairman of National Sports Commission, Shehu Diko, has expressed his readiness and determination to drive the development and success of sports in Nigeria in alignment with global best practices. Speaking in Abuja while addressing the journalists after a novelty match played in his honor between Team Diko and Team Nigeria at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Diko emphasized that sports, beyond its recreational value, is now a significant business and pledged that the Commission is fully prepared to elevate it to an enviable global standard. He outlined that under his leadership, the Commission has a clear roadmap and strategy to align with President Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. Our members of Kenya's Football Federation will elect a new leader as concerns mount over the country's preparations to host the African Nations Championship. Members of the Football Kenya Federation will hold their long-delayed election after months of controversy and litigation. The outgoing president, Nick, was arrested in November 2021 after government investigation and uncovered alleged financial irregularities, and a caretaker committee was put in place to run the federation. However, global footballing body FIFA intervened and forced the Kenyan government to reinstate the federation board while corruption charges were dropped. And that's a package on News Prime coming to you live from Nigeria's capital. You can watch the rest of the news at Global TV NG, and on Global TV is on DSTV channel 365, SATTIMES channel 276, and free to air Nikon Sats. And many thanks for staying with us. On behalf of the entire production team, we say a very big thank you. My name is Edikan Michael. Thanks for watching.